Time you hang out and hold your kid by yourself, your dick's gonna get hard.
What the are you talking about? They're supposed to be comedians, I guess, and I'm failing to see what's funny about it. And I don't come on here saying, oh, you're taking it out of context or something. I don't need to know context or something like that. Okay, they're laughing about it.
Okay guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are new here. So I feel like a lot of dark stuff has been coming out lately. We've been seeing a lot of stories come out lately that just show how perverse and truly evil some people are, and it's like they are not even trying to hide it anymore. And today's video is proving this to be true yet again. I found this clip that's going around from a podcast called Two Bears, One Cave, and it's as sick as it gets, truly. It's a podcast hosted by two guys, basically trying to normalize pedophilia. There's literally no other way to say it. So yeah, grab a drink, grab a coffee, grab a Coke, whatever your drink of choice is, and let's get into the video. So I don't listen to that many podcasts. I certainly do not listen to podcasts that are two middle-aged men that really don't seem to like women. Basically just talking about nonsense for an hour. I'm just not their target demographic, I guess. But the podcast Two Bears, One Cave is hosted by Bert Kreischer, I don't know how to say either of their names, and I didn't really care to look, but Bert and Tom Segura, and even though I'm not listening to them, millions of people are. They have a very large following on both of their social media platforms, and the podcast itself gets hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube alone. So they definitely have a following, but after doing a bit of research into their podcast, I'm honestly alarmed at who would want to listen to these two men speaking for any more than 3 seconds. And when I hear people argue that some men really should not have a podcast, I think that these two are very clear examples as to why a lot of people think this. And maybe you're thinking that I'm being too hard on them, that I'm being too judgmental, that I'm a man hater. But before you jump to any conclusions, watch this clip I'm about to show you, and maybe you'll see why I'm so fired up.
I know what I'm about to say to you, and I know that you're going to go, what? He goes, there's a lot of things people don't tell you about parenting, especially dads. A lot of people keep dads in the dark. Like, first time you hang out and hold your kid by yourself, your dick's going to get hard. Hold on. It gets better. So I didn't know any better, so I just listened to him, and I'm holding my kid going, how come my dick's not getting hard? I want it to get hard. It's not hard. I thought something was wrong with me. And so I told Leanne. My dick got hard when I held my kids. I said my holding gets hard when I watch other people hold their kids.
That makes me ill. It makes me want to throw up. What the F was that? At what point do we say, no, that's not funny. That's not a joke. That's not even a dark sense of humor. No, this is a confession. This is two men trying to normalize pedophilia. Not to mention, in the clip, did you hear all of the other men in the background? I'm assuming producers, editors, whoever works on this clip, a bunch of guys laughing like hyenas at this. Not one person stepped up and said, this is sick. No one said anything. They all just laughed and laughed and laughed. And then it even went through the editing, and that was in the final cut of the episode. They all thought that was a good idea. Also, I do want to note this clip, this episode aired, I think in August of 2024, so a while ago. I'm not sure why it's all of a sudden going viral and everybody's talking about it. Kind of makes me think that maybe their audience did think this was funny, and it took a while for somebody who is not sick in the head to come across this clip and call it out for what it really is. And the fact that these two guys are dads and they are admitting that this was going through their brains the first time that they held their infant children, again, it makes me ill. It fires me up and it really makes me sad for their kids. Also, why the F would their wives stay with them after these types of admissions? Why are you staying with them? Them, him, them. It was Bert that said it, but the other guy said that it actually did happen to him, and they were all laughing about it, and not a single person said, this is wrong. But after this clip resurfaced, more started coming out with things that Bert and Tom have talked about that, again, it's just kind of telling, to me at least, as to what type of people they are, what their sense of humor is, because that's what they're going to say. It's just a joke. It's just a joke.
If we're going to run a train on one of our wives, who would it be?
If we were going to run a train on one of our wives, who would it be?
Okay, first, who would be the funnest? Who would probably allow it?
Neither one, dude.
Hold on.
Neither one. Who would shut it down harder? Probably Christina.
For real?
Yeah, dude. She would not be okay with that at all.
Oh, she won't even give me your address at times.
I don't think she would.
I go, I'm coming over. What's your address? She goes, no. You're going to put it online.
Yeah, because you do things like that.
I don't put people's address online.
You put yours.
I did do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that they, specifically Bert, doesn't think too highly of his wife. Because who talks about their wife like that? Why are you thinking about your friend, your co-host of the podcast? Why are you thinking about his wife like that? How does your mind even go there? Although I guess we really shouldn't be all that surprised, because this is the same person whose mind went to getting an erection while holding their children. So again, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I'm sick though. I'm sickened by this. But there's more, of course. There's a clip of Bert on some show or interview, I don't know what it was, and it sort of just puts into perspective a bit more on who Bert is. He's talking about, yeah, I love my wife. I would never cheat on her. He talks about that a lot. I would never cheat on her. He's always bringing it up. It's like, why are you bringing it up all the time? Anyway, I would never cheat on her, but he would like to impress a 25-year-old girl. He's 53 with a wife and 2 daughters, but he wants to impress a younger woman.
I don't want to cheat on her at all. I love her. I love her more than I wish I loved her. But I wouldn't mind having like a young chick to impress, like a 25-year-old chick that you can be like, take a look at my tour bus. She's like, whoa! As opposed to my wife going, $125,000.
Yeah.
That's a fucking waste of money.
Well, this might settle your mind somewhat. I can tell you for a fact that a 25-year-old woman will not be impressed with you.
You don't think?
No.
Yeah, it's clear he just wants his ego boosted. A bare minimum man who wants his ego boosted. Again, who thought it was a good idea to give him a mic for a podcast is my question. And that whole thing, the way he worded it, and I love my wife more than I would like to, or more than I would wish to, I think is what he said, is kind of that was weird, right? That's a kind of a strange way to word it. So you wish you loved your wife less? What? And I found this other clip on their podcast of Bert and Tom talking. This was more, again, Bert bringing up this, where we're going with this. But I don't know. Again, it's kind of just putting things into even more perspective about their podcast and their way of thinking. Again, specifically Bert, because in this clip, Bert is talking about why women have extra weight on them. Basically, Bert cracked the code on why women are overweight. Forget the fact that Bert himself is not exactly a male model. But listen up, ladies. He's figured it out. You can skip the gym. You can skip the diets. You can skip the shot if you get the Ozempic. You can skip all of that because Bert has you covered. Listen up. Listen up closely.
If you're a woman and you're in good shape, okay, and you're thinking to yourself, I'll never get fat. But when you wake up, you make a coffee and put 4 pumps of caramel and coffee creamer and whipped cream and sprinkles on it, you're gonna be fat.
Mm-hmm.
That is the key. That is every fatty baddie I watch.
Yeah.
I mean, the plus size park hoppers, they all get crazy coffee orders. Ladies, your coffee should be coffee with a splash of cream. That's it. No sugar. That is, I'm telling you.
I don't think it's just ladies, dude. There's a bunch of dudes.
All I
eating
follow
it.
is ladies.
Yeah. So my thing is with this clip is this is a male-driven podcast. I'm assuming their audience is made up of men. Why are they talking about women's weight? They're not even a health or fitness podcast. I'm confused. I don't know who asked Bert for this input. I guess at least for Tom at the end, he said that it's not just women, because I think Bert was just trying to dogpile on women, which again, I think kind of goes in line with exactly who Bert is. It's all kind of concerning, being that he does have such a big following. He also has a show on Netflix that just came out this year. He goes on his comedy tours, yet he's saying that he gets erections when he watches other people holding their babies, and he wondered why he himself didn't get one. Why are we giving him all of this attention, this platform? Not to mention, Tom, who we can't leave out because he said that he does or did get an erection when he held his child. I'm all for comedy. Somebody I love in this social media space is Zachariah Porter. So I'm not some curmudgeon who takes offense to everything and takes jokes too seriously. My favorite movie or one of my favorite movies is Dumb and Dumber. So again, I find things funny, but this isn't a joke. This isn't funny. It's just another example of people, companies, all the things like that, trying to normalize pedophilia. Again, we just talked about this last week with the Frida baby controversy, which they just put out some lame sorry that you guys all called it out for what it is. They used ChatGPT for their apology. Again, in light of everything that has come out recently with the e-files, I hate that it's censored myself, guys. You hate it. I get comments. Why are you? I have to. I have to. I'm sorry, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I think people are finally waking up to it all, though. Letting these companies, these places, these people know there's no place for this type of humor. These men, I'm sure, are going to come out and be like, it's just humor. Baby Frida, it's, tried to say, we just try to make light of things. No, there is a line. And when you start to do things and make jokes and make light of these types of conversations, of these types of situations, it's a no. It's absolutely not. We're not going to accept that. So I'm definitely curious if people start reaching out to Netflix about this one, since his show did just come out this year. I mean, if this is the type of comedy that you have to lean on, then maybe you're in the wrong line of work, and maybe you should be locked up and evaluated. Just saying. But yeah, that is going to be it for today's video. I'm sure there is more that these guys have said in their podcast. I didn't go too deep down the rabbit hole. I saw enough to be disgusted, throw on my hat, put a braid in, and put out a quick video for you guys. So thank you so much for being here. As always, I hope you guys have a great day, and hopefully I see you guys in my next video. Bye.